Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for stopping by. So the first one, two, three, four, and five parts has looked at the budget as I go into 2025 and making changes to be a little bit more effective in terms of using velocity banking and accelerated banking to reduce debt. So I'm going to go check into a video looking at a PDF and just kind of like a recap of where we're at in general. So thank you very much again for stopping by. What is velocity banking? Velocity banking is a method of using a line of credit, someone else's money, as a strategy to reduce debt, loans, bills, mortgage, credit cards. So in general, I have been able to reduce my debt in using a line of credit. I initially started with the line of credit being credit cards and eventually graduated to a $50,000 home equity line of credit. In the beginning, when I started this journey in 2024, my income was about 5390. My expenses was about 4800. I'm sorry, let me take that back. My financial resources that I was using was about 5390. My expenses were about 4800. The total cash flow was about 590, but I actually began with negative cash flow. My current debts, for my debts at 2024, $321,063. My current debt, $165,321 dollars. Traditionally, before doing velocity banking, I was picking up my check from my employer, putting it into the bank, paying bills and debt, and whatever left as a percentage stayed in the bank or checking account or financial institution. Since doing velocity banking, I pick up my check, goes into three financial institutions. Then from there, one single debt instrument or debt tool, which was credit cards that I started off with, then moved on to a 50,000 line of credit in which everything goes into it except for about $36 for banking fees. And from there, I pay all my bills in general, and I also use a credit card to make some of the charges and then pull money from the line of credit to pay it off. When I first started, this is one of the things that I was trying to reduce. I wanted to reduce one of the mortgages, a Capital One credit card, Chase auto loan, maybe Federal Pledge loan, and a Capital One card. They all total 46,929. The line of credit at 50,500 that I was able to secure paid all those off. The line of credit cost 2360. Cash at closing, I was given like $1,299 for a total of about 5,500. Now, my 30-year, $50,000 HELOC helped me to pay down some of the debt. Again, when I first started, I was over 300 some thousand dollars in debt, more than the 319, and now it's about half of that debt in general. So what are the next steps? The next step that I'm starting to look at, as some people call it, a scamology, looking for that lost money that went away under velocity banking and accelerated banking. This was the 30-year velocity accelerated banking, or what I call VAB, with a 30-year HELOC. As I moved toward it, this is just going back down memory lane. So, in being a little bit more effective, I'm starting off with a SMART goal, a more refined strategy, and then action steps. So my SMART goal, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound goal, is that one, I want to reduce the experience credit profile of me by one mortgage by December 2025. Now, in doing this, I started off at three. Now I'm down to two mortgages, one with a balance of 27,000 and one with a balance of 70,000. So I'm specifically starting with this. It would be a measurable goal. At the end of the year, I can go back to the experience profile to see if I succeeded in reducing the profile by one mortgage or 27,000. Now, including a SMART goal, I'm also wanting a strategy. The difference between a strategy and a goal, the goal is something that I'm aiming to and I'm putting a lot of purpose behind and I hope to achieve. The strategy is a plan that I want to put in place in order to achieve the goal. So the plan or the strategy is I will work with my current HELOC investor to secure an additional line of credit. Remember, I want to pay off the $27,000 by acquiring a second HELOC of 50,500 before 6/1/25. Now, the 50,000, I can get a lower line maybe with someone else, but I have a relationship with this institutional finance organization, so maybe it'll be a little bit easier in going back. I would only need 27,000 to pay it off, so I could draw the entire 50,000 from the HELOC, pay off the 27,000, and then put back additional money and back into the HELOC to start paying down the debt. So what are some of the action steps that I need? Now, action steps are different from the SMART goal and the strategy. Remember, the SMART goal is what I'm directing all my actions to that I hope to achieve in general. The strategy is the plan that I'm trying to put into place to achieve that goal. Action steps are things that I need to do or people within the organization need to do within Dr. Financial Literacy in order to achieve the strategy, to achieve the goal. So the first the first action step that I'm looking to do it is that I will do this by depositing $7,500 a month of my financial resources into my current $50,000 investment property HELOC. As mentioned before, this is not a HELOC on a personal primary home, which is lower than the HELOC generally on primary investments. So it's costing me a little bit more money. I wish it was my primary home. It would be so much easier and so much cheaper. So for those of you who have a home that can secure HELOC, you are very, 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 very lucky. Okay. The second action step that I will take to try to achieve the plan to get to the goal, I will create a budget of $7,500 a month. Then I'll track every penny and make sure I'm spending less than this amount each month. So in all the categories that I have with the budget, I'm gonna look at it and try to bring myself down at least 1% or $75 per month or $6.25 per day. In the previous video, I talked about inflation. So I think I'm gonna definitely have to adjust this strategy out of the gate to compensate for inflation that's running more than 1%. The Feds in general who help with monetary policy, their goal is 2% inflation. So I need to work on this and do a little bit better. So when I'm out consuming and I'm out spending money, I got to think in the back of my mind, I deduct the part of my brain that we talked about to be creative to try to come under 5% or 3% or account for it. Next, as an action step, I will pay outstanding balances on my credit cards in weekly or biweekly payments before the due date and the statement closing date. This will be done by asking each credit card company to reduce my APR. So I'm gonna ask the companies to reduce my APR, see how it goes. I did it with one company and they reduced it by, I think, almost 2 percentage points. I'm gonna try to make sure, I will make sure that the credit cards that I'm using in Velocity Banking will be paid off monthly to zero balances so that I can really benefit from the cash rewards. I started off with about 13 credit cards. I'm down to 5. I pay off two every month. The balance, that's the Navy Federal, because I'm using a cash advance, that's paid off every month. And then one Bank of America card, that's 0%, that's paid off every month. So I'm working on the other three cards to ensure that they're down to zero every month. A full action step that I'm taking to reach that goal, I will utilize cash rewards only and no points. So in my case, I'm trying to utilize cash rewards from the credit cards to pay down. I'm running approximately, I think, $45 a month in cash rewards. So that's about $540 a month. I'm sorry, a year that can be used for cash rewards versus points. 5, I would obtain a 0% credit card with 18 or more billing cycles by January 31st, 2025. So right now I'm in the process of looking at various credit cards and maybe doing a pull on my credit to get a 0% credit card. Once I secure that 0% credit card, I may liquidate it and utilize it to pay down debt and continue to use it within the Velocity banking. I was able to secure a 0% credit card about 2 years ago. I really didn't use it to the best of my ability or knowledge. And now that I have a little bit more financial literacy, I have better opportunities. 6 and final, I will work with my credit investor. I think this was a repeat. So that was it. 5 action steps. So to recap, we'll be doing, I have one specific goal. I want to reduce the credit profile experience by one mortgage. That is 27,000, and then that'll leave me with 170,000. The strategy that I will be using is that I will work with my current HELOC investor to secure an additional line of credit to pay out that 50,000 so that I can put it into a revolving situation. And lastly, I just went through some of the action steps, the 5 action steps that I will be doing to get to the strategy of the plan to get to the goal. Now I may come back and add an objective because I think it should be goal, objective, strategy, and then action steps. All right, so definitely just wanted to walk through just those steps in general. This is my contact information if you like to work with me or my team so that we can help you put together a plan of how you want to use Velocity Banking. Again, I'm a political economist. I'm not a certified planner. I'm not a CPA or an attorney. This is just my experience as a political economist in using Velocity Banking to see how it works and inform clients and other individuals. Thank you very much for taking your time to stop by. Have a great morning. Bye-bye, everyone.